Hello, this is Battlecry 1986, and I'm showing you today my Minecraft Battleship game. You'll have to excuse the quality of the video. I made this on my Xbox before I realized really how impressive it was going to be. Otherwise, I would have made it on my computer, and you guys could check it out with fraps. But this will have to do. One of the cool things is because it was on Xbox, I couldn't use anything like a CPU or anything that would bog the system down. So there's a lot of shortcuts and little tricks I learned to keep this thing operating at a decent speed. But anyways, why don't I start off with a quick tour of the redstone. Coming off the back of each of the two plate boards, you can see each one of those is these big gray blocks on either side. You have a series of wires. These here coming off at the back are for the controller. Along the top you've got the firing mechanism. On the back of each board you've got the wires that run the display. Coming around this side you can see the wires that come off the controller feed into a decoder. The decoder worms around here into a series of XNOR latches and then splits in half. Half comes wrapping around back to your screen and the other half runs over to your opponent's firing mechanism. Below each unit there's a series of wires. Each one of these wires indicates the location of a boat above them. These all carry the signal out. It gets locked in with the pistons after you press start so that the game can't be manipulated while it's being played. Cheaters. And then into another series of XNOR gates that lock in your boat selection, the memory system. And you can see there's resets for all of this wired up along the floor. After they come off of here, they'll come up and wrap around into an AND gate at your opponent's display. So when your opponent chooses a location and fires, it gets decoded here, wrapped around, sent to your firing mechanism, and then it splits off and comes back into your display. It lines up with your opponent's boat choices, and if your opponent chose that as a location for his boat, the signal will be an AND signal, and that will display a plus sign on your display. If it comes around here and it doesn't line up with your opponent's boat selection, then you will get a OR signal, and you will get a minus symbol on your display. Why don't I go inside and show you a little bit of how it works. So inside here you can see we've got the display and the board, and your board will be where you place your boats, and the display is where it displays your hits and misses, same as a traditional Battleship game. Did a little bit of decorating in here. You've got the red boat. The other one has a gray boat, like brick and cobblestone. Here on the wall, these are indicators to the player as to what size their boat should be. You need 2 3-block boats and 2 2-block boats. I eliminated the aircraft carrier, which would be a 4-block boat, just to scale it down to a 7x7 grid. It comes out to be, pretty much a perfect scale if you wipe out the aircraft carrier. So real quick, I'm going to make some boat selections on the floor. This is done by flipping the levers. So right here you can see I've placed a submarine or a battleship. Go ahead and place one over here. 1, 2, 3. And then I still need to put my 2 patrol boats, so I'll put one here and I'll put one here. So now, as this player, I've finished my selections. Wait, no, one more patrol boat. I'm lying. Right there's fine. So now I've finish the selection of where I'd like to place my boats. When I'm done with that, come over here and we'll press the start button. This locks in your choices for the rest of the game. If a player decides to cheat or try and cheat and move a boat, that won't allow him to. The game is already saved that the boat is in fact right here. So after this is done, you can proceed to actually playing the game. Now I'm going to run over to the other board real quick and we're going to play from there because I don't think it has any boats set up. So real quick, this is the controller and I'll show you in a minute how you use it. So let's come out of here. I'll just ride. It's a little dolly I made to take you from one board to the other. It's quite a journey. I had to make quite a bit of distance between them to fit all this redstone in, so I take this little minecart over to the player 1 zone. You guys were just looking at player 2. Player 2 is not labeled quite as well as all the buttons are on player 1's board, just because I normally play as player 2. So hop out of there, come in, and now we're in player 1's board. So real quick, I will flip a few levers on the floor to indicate boats. Normally I wouldn't recommend placing your boats so close together, but for the sake of this demonstration it'll work just fine. So here we go. I've made my boat selections, he's made his boat selections. I'm going to go ahead and lock my selection in. So now the game can begin. So this is where you will proceed after you press the start button. There's a handy dandy ladder right here. Go ahead and climb up it. You get to the top and you can see you're at your controller. Well, it's a mess of levers and buttons, I know. I did my best to color code it and keep it as few buttons as possible. So how do you simplify 49 possible locations into 14 buttons? Well, let me explain. Each board, each position on the board, I'm sure you've noticed, has two colors. A top color and a lower color. And if you notice, all the lower colors align with the row, and all the upper colors are align with the column, and all the upper covers align with the row. So if I want to fire at, say, purple blue down here, there will be two purple blues normally. So there's a purple blue, purple on top, blue on the bottom. How would I do that? Well, you notice your buttons and levers are also color coded. So the lower color on the position I want to fire is blue, so I'll go ahead and arm that lever. And the upper color on the position I want to fire is purple, so I'm going to go ahead and press, that button. Turn around and you can watch as the page refreshes. Now, you can see I got a minus sign, which means I did not hit a boat. So what did that do on my opponent's board, you ask? Why don't we go look? And it's nighttime. I'm going to take a quick nap. Sorry about that. Xbox doesn't have the set always today God mode. One of the many reasons why I suppose the computer version is better. So now I'm over here and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what, if anything, happened to my board. Oh, you can see there's a whole square missing. Well, what happened? We weren't here to see it. Above us is the firing mechanism. Each location has dynamite, and when your opponent fires at a location on your board, this dynamite will fall at that location onto the floor and destroy anything in its path, boat or otherwise. Why don't I log in a second player and we can take a look at what that actually looks like. Apparently they changed the rules, and I can't join the game if I don't have Xbox Live. Oh well. That concludes the game of Battleship as far as I can show you one player. Suffice it to say, it's pretty cool. Maybe I can demo it a little bit. I'll show you from the top here what it looks like when the dynamite gets fired. So, pretending they fired at this location, on your side of the board, the dynamite would fall into the square and explode. And then they would get a plus sign at that location. Why don't I show you a few plus signs? Let's see if I can. Purple, yellow, nothing. Blue, blue. Ah, there's a hit. So if I fly to the other side, which I'm going to go do right now, through the roof. You should see that one of my battleships over here is now partially destroyed, which it is right here. This was a 3-row of battleships, so now it's dead. So that concludes my Battleship walkthrough for Xbox 360. Maybe I'll do another video later on, but for now this is mainly just to get my couple friends off my back who've been antsy for me to show it off. Anyways, thanks guys. Bye.